waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. 'Cause this is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. 'Cause this is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. The Miami Dolphins have done the unthinkable, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of over Chris Greer. I'm kind of over the Miami Dolphins. Listen, I told y'all I was going to come into this offseason and I was going to try to be optimistic and believe in the light. What this man did 3-4 days ago is inexcusable. It's inexcusable. Like, I ain't gonna lie, at first I laughed about it. I laughed about it at first. And then let me just get into it. So the Miami Dolphins decided they wanted to re-sign Liam Eichenberg. That's number one. Okay. You want to re-sign Liam Eichenberg. Can somebody please tell me, is it true they gave this man $4 million or $10 million? I'm hearing conflicting reports. Does anybody know what the actual figure amount is? I saw an article saying 10 million, but it's the only article I found. I also saw somebody say 4 million. I have been dying to know what the actual number is. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. If it ends up being anything over $1.2 million, I'm done. I'm done with Chris Greer. I'm done. If it is anything over $1.2 million, I am done with Chris Greer. It's already bad enough you re-signed this man. And I am literally why is it that this number is being silenced? It ain't out. 1.2 is crazy. Come on now, TD. What do you mean it's crazy? What do you mean it's crazy? Do you understand if Liam Eichenberg actually got $3, $4, $5+ billion that they're not viewing him as a backup? Do y'all realize that this man got anything over $3 million, then they do not view him as a backup? Do you not get that? Liam Eichenberg shouldn't be anything more than a camp body, and that should be league minimum. Point, period, blank. No more, no less. Oh, is that confirmed? T. Higgins and Jamar Chase just signed? Or is that just talk? Anyway, y'all don't understand, man. If this is anything at all true, what Chris Greer did by giving this man $3+ million, that is confirmation that once again, Chris Greer is afraid to admit that let's just be honest, he is afraid to admit that he got it wrong. That's all it is. He's afraid to admit that he got it wrong. It's that simple. When I got the news that we re-signed Eichenberg, I was about to go live, and then I got a little bit angry, and I said, "Man, I went to go play with my daughter." I came back to go live, and people talk about they done gave this man $4 million. I got even more angry. I went and played with my daughter. Then I'm about to go live, and then I see an article saying that it's up to $10 million, and I got mad. And I went to go play with my daughter. Then I thought about it tonight all over again, and I got mad. And my daughter said she didn't want to play with me no more, so I'm live now. Oh my gosh. You cannot make this stuff up. I promise y'all, if it comes out that this man got $4 million, yet alone $10 million, if it comes out that any of them true, I am telling y'all, this Dolphin fans, this is a joke. They don't take the fan base serious. They don't. One of the worst old linemen in the league. There ain't no silver lining to this. There ain't no, well, look at it this way. It's just Chris Greer not wanting to admit that he keep getting his draft picks wrong. There are more reports about $10 million than any other. This man ain't get $10 million. I'm still refusing to believe it. When you got Mekhi Becton getting $10 million, you couldn't go get him? I'm not believing it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Just can't, man. But we're going to find out this week. I know, Glenn, I can't believe I don't think he get 10 million either. I don't care if it's incentive based. So I'll wait for the details to come out. I'm telling y'all, man, this man got anything over 3 million. It's like the atrocity. A starting backup O lineman can make that. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. A starting backup O lineman can make 10 million a year. What is you talking about? Oh man. It's crazy. And when I sit back and I think about it all, man, The Dolphins putting scraps together and trying to sell it to us as a good team once again. Their last little saving grace is trying to re-sign Armstead and Calais Campbell for stability. Because if we don't re-sign those two, ladies and gentlemen, we're going downhill, and we're going downhill fast. I remember 3 years ago, I told y'all this is the best roster that we're ever going to have. 3 years ago. And we went forward and we proceeded into that season and we put up all of these godly numbers and Tyreek went off, Waddle went out, off, A-Chain went off, Mostert went off, Tua had a great season. And I told y'all right then and there, this is the best roster that we're going to have for a while. The very next year, the roster wasn't better. It was more the same with the same outcome. Just that time we had an injury with Tua. And last year, people convinced me to believe the roster was better. When you look at it, when it was all said and done, it wasn't any better. It was a few veterans that played well to make it look better, like Jonnu and Calais Campbell. But in reality, some of the guys we already had fell off. Waddle, Tyreek went downhill. Even Durham Smythe went downhill. Mostert downhill. A-Chain, not a great season. And here we are again doing the same thing, rinse and repeat. And yeah, I guess it is confirmed that the Bengals just extended both of their receivers. Yeah, it's confirmed now. Jamar Chase agreed to a $161 million contract for 4 years, which means he's getting $40,250,000. $40,250,000 per year. And T. Higgins signed a $115 million deal. Let me see. T. Higgins is a 4-year. 20. So T. Higgins is getting 28.7 million, somewhere around that. 28. Yeah, he's getting about 28.5 million a year, somewhere in that range. Now T. Higgins incentives can make him over 30 million. So they both get paid, and now they're going to try to pay Hendrickson as well. Like I said on Fourth and Forever this weekend, this myth that they can't pay them all is just a myth. They have plenty of cash, and they can pay all three if they want it, plus Burrow. So I've told people now they're going to work on Hendrickson and see if they can get a deal done. It was never true because they've been hoarding cash. They haven't really put a lot of their money on the table. Chase was on a rookie deal. Hendrickson so underpaid. They've been saving up a lot of money. So now they're going to keep it together. But anywho, back to my beloved Miami Dolphins, man. They selling us fake goods. Here we are out here raving about, like, think about the free agency so far, right? Okay, you got a new punter. Okay. We're out here raving about our 4th-string wide receiver, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. Good pickup, but are we going to forget that's our 4th-string receiver? We're out here raving about Iffy from the Lions. Oh, he got a lot of upside. We liked Javon Holland. Hopefully he can be better than Javon, but even if he is, isn't that like a wash? What else are we raving about? Ashton Davis? Maybe. I like that. The guard, James Daniel, still ain't better than Robert Hunt. So we still haven't gotten to the point to where we had a better replacement or as good as Robert Hunt. And this guy is injury prone. I'm going to show y'all what we raving about. And that's it. We ain't signed nobody else worth nothing. A running back who going to be the third string. Doug, you completely wrong. We haven't gotten better. Let's not forget, weighing whether or not we got better has to go all the way back to when we had Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt. You forget that? Christian Wilkins, Robert Hunt, Xavier Howard, Connor Williams. You forget that? Brandon Jones, Javon Holland. Are you forgetting that? That is, when we say we've gotten better, when did we get better than that roster that wasn't good enough? How did we get better? Can you tell me? Can somebody show me the way? It's just not true. And to say we've gotten better is just spreading more of the fake propaganda of delusion with the Miami Dolphins. So when you make a move like James Daniel at the guard position, in which I absolutely love, that's still a downgrade from Robert Hunt. And now we're at the mercy of Calais Campbell to continue to fill the hole for Christian Wilkins, hoping that Calais Campbell comes back. Aaron Brewer, we like him at center, but he wasn't as good as Connor Williams. But he's held his own. So when people try to convince you that, oh, well, the Dolphins making moves, they got better, stop lying to yourself. They're just trying to hold the fort, steer the ship, keep it afloat. But don't sit around here and act like we just added 2 turbo engines. And my biggest fear of it all, Tyreek getting older. Tyreek is getting older. And I don't believe Waddle has another level. Doug says Greer has a plan. Bro, you're not telling us nothing new, nothing enlightening. He got a plan every year. How does that plan work out? So who cares about his plan? Greer has done nothing but provide plans that don't work. Nobody cares about his plan. At this point, you should be numb to his plan. Right now, his plan is going backwards. It's regressing. It's actually getting worse and worse. And I'm telling y'all, that dreadful moment is coming. That dreadful moment is coming. He hasn't done it yet, but I still feel it. I can still feel that dreadful moment coming where we hear the Miami Dolphins have restructured Tua's contract to convert signing bonus. Because y'all know that $56 million of his 2026 salary just became fully guaranteed. Of course, I'm going to do a draft watch party, bro. Yeah, we tripping. Uh, and it's like, what is next? What is next year gonna hold? What's the plan next year, Miami? And you know how a lot of people they're saying things like, well, this year's a win-win. I was saying it at first, but I'm starting to come off of that. Some people are saying, this year's a win-win. If we do well and win a playoff game, then great. And if we don't, then we start over. I listen, I'm no dumb. There is a world right in between that, right? There's a world right between that. It's that purgatory area that I always tell y'all about. Good enough not to be good enough to make you want to keep going, but not good enough to think that it's ever going to amount to anything. It's the worst. It's the worst position to be in. Sucks, man. Persistent said, I don't think the Dolphins have gotten better, but who was there to get to be better? Feels like a long or short term replacement in this free agent class. First off, I totally disagree with that. Like, you say things like, who was there to get better? Mekhi Becton just signed a 2-year, $20 million deal with the Chargers. That would have been way better. You could have literally got Mekhi Becton. And I already know, don't sit out here and fool people and wait to the last minute to do it. We know that you're going to restructure to his contract to get $19 more million in cash. Don't act like you're not going to do it. We know you're going to do it. You're just going to slide it in and like nobody paying attention. So if you know you're going to do it anyway, and time will tell, we'll see. You could have had that $19 million and you could have went and got one of the best corners available, one of the better safeties available. Now, I'm not mad at the safeties, the tandem that you got. Fills the hole for now. But I would have got even another guard. I would have looked to really invest in the trenches for the defensive tackle. I would have done all of that. There were moves to be made. It just costs money. But here's my thing. People say, well, we ain't got no money. This is true, but we could have had money, which would have made the future worse. But look at the position we're in. We're in a position where you can't be worried about the future. You got to worry about the now because there will be no future for you if you don't worry about the now. So don't build this team carefully and just not to be good enough and then get fired anyway and make it all for nothing. What, we setting ourselves up for the rebuild anyway? No. And another thing, look at all the little trades that are being made. Well, you couldn't get involved in none of these. Some of these trades that's been made, you could have went and found guys. You could have. Someone said, TD, I'm afraid these moves is a sign that Greer is feeling like his job is in danger. Let me tell you what these signs are potentially pointing to as well. We don't know until it all plays out to see. Now, in a world where we don't restructure Tua, it's going to tell me something very important, which might be a good sign, but it'll give us answers. There could be a world where Chris Grier has been told by Stephen Ross, I'm not cutting any more big checks. You need to figure it out with what I've already done. Get it done, or I'll find somebody who can. I'm not cutting any more big checks. I'm not doing these restructures, giving these people cash signing bonuses. That's all I've done, and it has amounted to nothing. I'm not doing it anymore. So cutting a check for Tua for a restructure, not going to happen. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Because that's Chris Grier that got to approve that. So that could be what's happening. And if that's what's happening, then yeah. Then we're not dealing with it. And it's so funny, y'all. It's so funny. We literally had like $80 million of dead cap that was going down to 50 something next year. And just like that, you know what the dead cap for Tua is now? $138 million this year. It was literally going down to 50. But in the new league year, $56.4 million became guaranteed. So next offseason, the Dolphins got $99 million in dead cap on Tua, which extended his window to get out of the contract to 2027 unless you trade him next year. Otherwise, you're going to be eating massive numbers. So if Tua bombs out this year, even if you want to cut him, you're not going to cut him before pre-June 1st designation because it's a $99 million dead cap. And then if you cut him post June 1st, you're eating $67.5 million. And then the year after that, $31 million. You only save $11 million next year if you cut him. And if you trade him next year, you got to deal with a $45 million dead cap and only save the $11 million. And if it's a post June 1st trade, you deal with a $13 million dead cap in 2026 and a $32 million dead cap in 2027. But who's going to want to trade for that? This is about to be a nasty, nasty divorce with Tua. And you know what that nasty divorce looks like? He probably still going to be on this roster for the next 2 years. I'm going to tell y'all now, we're going to go through this year. They're going to keep Tua after that, and they're going to draft a young quarterback. They're going to draft a young quarterback. Just terrible. The whole thing is just terrible. Glenn said it will not be any divorce. I don't know what you're thinking, Glenn. They set this up just like Tannehill. They're not drafting no quarterback in 2028, Glenn. After we win our 9 games this season and just miss the playoffs, or win our 10 games this year and make a wild card and lose in the first round, Yes, they will keep him in 2027, but they're going to draft a quarterback. What I fear the most is next offseason, the Dolphins do something crazy like a swap with Arizona, Kyler and Tua, swap it or something. That's what I fear the most. Because after this season, Glenn, the new GM and the new head coach going to have to decide, and they're going to keep him for a year while they're deciding because the contract. Time will tell, Glenn. Time always tells. By the way, I think we lost a compensatory pick because of one of the signings that we made, by the way. I believe we lost the compensatory pick, if I'm not mistaken. Nine to 10 wins next season is a little high. With a little luck, it could be 11. With a little luck, it could be 11. It could be 11, man. We have a third, fourth, and 2 sevens. Yeah, I know, Glenn, but then I thought I read a report that we just lost the 7. When you sign a free agent at the value of one of the picks or something like that, of what you lost, like, and what I'm saying is, say you lose a good player, but then you pick up a good player of equal value, you don't get a compensatory pick for that. It's about what you lost and didn't replace with equal value. So you need to go look it up, but we lost one of the 7th round picks. I believe I'm right. I believe I'm right. We lost one of the 7th rounders. And I'm trying to figure out who we lost it on. And it better have been no Liam Eichenberg. Lord. Oh, man. Yes, we lost one. They made a mistake. Oh, okay. And these free agents do not cost till next year. Oh, yeah, you're right, to see how they do. So somebody from last year, we shouldn't have got it for, but they corrected it. We're going to have a tough schedule. I'm going to be honest. When I saw our schedule, I still kind of felt like it was favorable. Let me go look at it. Let me go look at it. I thought, hold on. Let me look at it real quick because I thought it was kind of favorable, but let me make sure. Okay, so the Atlanta situation, I feel like we're an equal team to Atlanta. We're just as good as them, and they just as good as us. Like overall. And I don't like that we're on the road in that game. But I still got us winning. Buffalo, we losing. Carolina Panthers, we're a better team, even though they've been loading up the last few years. And if Bryce plays well, that could be a tough one. And we're on the road, but I still got us winning. Now, remember, I've already said Atlanta and Carolina, both of them teams can beat us. But I got us winning. So this is my optimistic. Projection. Browns in Cleveland. Is it cold? I don't know. But I got us beating the Browns. And it'll be interesting to see which quarterback they get. At the Colts, Same thing. I got us beating them, man. We better than the Colts. But again, never know. On the road. Buffalo again, we lose. New England at home, we win. But we're not going to win that second one. I don't care what none of y'all say. The time for us to abuse New England is over. That defense is much better under Vrabel. Vrabel knows exactly what to do to Miami. Vrabel don't lose to Miami, as y'all know, when he was with Tennessee. He don't. Not this Tua era. And they're going to get better. Offense is the issue for them, but Vrabel going to have them running the ball. They're already they're starting to fix the O-line. Let's see what they do in the draft. Jets, we'll beat them at home. We ain't going to beat them on the road. It's not going to happen. Baltimore, we losing. Bengals, we losing. Saints at home, we just got our 7th win. Good for us. We'll beat the Saints. Bucks at our home, we losing. It ain't no advantage. They used to play in the sun too. Baker and company, they gonna come in here and wax us. They tough, they gritty. It's how they play football. I don't see us winning that game. Chargers, we getting smoked. We getting smoked. Harbaugh keeping that defense going, and now they getting the offense taken care of. Watch what they end up doing on offense when it's all said and done. We're getting smoked by the Chargers. Commanders, I ain't even got to say nothing. Jaden Daniels, the new star of the league. New England, I already said we ain't getting that. Jets at Jets, we ain't getting that. Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh, I got to see who their quarterback is. And I can't even give us that win. I want to give it to us to give us 8. So dang, I was wrong. I'm only at 7 wins and maybe 8. I'm at 7 wins, maybe 8. Maybe that ain't my optimistic one, even though I was giving us a lot of wins early. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the optimistic. Let me go super optimistic. We'll beat Atlanta. We'll beat Carolina. We'll beat the Browns. We'll beat the Colts. We'll beat New England twice. We'll beat the Jets twice. That's super optimistic, right? We're at 8 wins already. What else we got? We'll beat the Saints. We're at 9 wins. Maybe we'll beat Pittsburgh on the road. 10. That's super duper optimistic. That is super optimistic. 10 wins. Super, like, unreal optimistic for me. That's over the top optimism. Even I recognize it's a little delusional, but I'm giving it to us. 10 wins. Now, pessimistic, on the road in Atlanta, L. On the road to Buffalo, L. On the road to Carolina, L. On the road to Cleveland, they got a lot of issues. I'm going to say we get a win. Let me just go with wins. On the road with the Colts, win. Buffalo at home, lost. New England, win. Jets, win, and this is at home. Baltimore lost. Bengals lost. Saints, win. Loss. 5 wins if I'm going to be pessimistic. Five wins. Here are the games that I think we absolutely have no chance at winning next year. Washington, Chargers, Bucks, Bengals, Baltimore, Buffalo twice. That's 7 games. I think that we have no chance of winning. Let me say them again. No chance of winning. And we can win. We might win. Who knows? But just off rip. Commanders, Chargers, Bucks, Bengals, Baltimore, Buffalo twice. We ain't got no shot winning them. Yeah. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Now, when we get the schedule on what time of year, that's going to tell us a lot. Let me tell you what I don't want. I don't want Cleveland in the winter. I don't want the Colts in the winter. I don't want, let me see, Pittsburgh in the winter. And then the Jets-Patriots game and the Buffalo game, you got to hope those don't happen in the winter. Coach playing a dome, never mind. Gameboy 305 said TD glazing for every team as usual. Hey, I be right though. Gameboy 305 is called being right. It's called being right. For the last 2 years, I probably out of 34 picks, gotten 5 wrong. Out of 34 picks the last 2 years, I've gotten like 5 of them wrong. Out of 34 picks for the Dolphins, I ain't talking about my delusional Wednesday night, we gonna win every week. Out of 34 picks, I probably only got 5 wrong. 5. That's it. And you know the sad part about it? About 3 of those that I got wrong, I actually picked us to win. I actually picked us to win. About 3 of the ones I got wrong, I actually picked us to win. Even worse. So the usual glazing other teams, I'm just telling it how it is. I be right, don't I? You did not pick Rams. Okay, Glenn, you got one. You got one, Glenn. I didn't pick the Rams. You want to keep going, Glenn? I didn't pick us to lose to Tennessee either. I didn't pick us to lose against, it was Tennessee, I think. One of these trash teams. Oh, man. $11 wins for the Fins because we'll beat Buffalo once. Man, I sure hope so, bro. I sure hope so. I do hope so. Did you pick us to beat San Francisco? Early in the season, I didn't until they dealt with all those injuries and stuff. Yeah, I knew we were going to win. I knew that. You picked us to lose to Tennessee as the time because it always happens. No, Glenn, let's get that straight. I didn't pick us to lose to Tennessee, even though, and I'm admitting that because that would make me even more right. What I said is we're going to beat Tennessee, but it's something about it that I don't like, that we could lose. Remember, I never mind. I see what you're saying. Because I said that, and then I started to say the week of. Until we beat Tennessee, I'm picking us to lose. It's something about it. We just can't beat them. Even though we should beat them, we're probably going to lose. So you might be right. That is another one I picked correct. But with the caveat, with the qualifier. So I don't need to take credit for that. Remember, New England now has Vrabel, who is... Oh, no. And guess what? No, I'm just going to let this year play out. I know what time it is. And I'm not sitting here saying Tennessee is going to be a great... not Tennessee. Patriots going to be a great team. But think about it. They were already a competitive team. They were a competitive week in and week out. It was rare they got blown out. You have look at all the money they spent on that defense. And with Vrabel, man, New England finna be flying around the field, man. Now, if they just fine-tune the offense a little bit, man, watch. You'll see. You'll see. But I will tell you this, man. The same thing I tell y'all every year. The schedule, I actually enjoy if we can be competitive because it's actually tougher than I thought. At first, I thought I looked at it and was like, But when you got Atlanta on it, you're like, yeah, we could beat them. It's in Atlanta on the road, but we could beat them. We could beat them, man. That defense flying around and everything. They got a defense, but we could beat Atlanta. At Buffalo, forget it. You better hope it ain't late in the year. You better hope it's early in the year. At Carolina, we could beat Carolina. Bryce Young, unless Bryce Young start cooking, but man, we could beat Carolina, right? They've been getting better and spending a lot of money to do it. And they've been looking good closing out the season. But we could beat them. The Browns, a good team, but something wrong with them where they can't find their way. And they need to figure out that O-line, and they've addressed it a little bit this offseason. But is it enough? And then who's going to start at quarterback? We got them on the road, even if it's in the cold. Colts, man, Anthony Richardson, man, they fixing some stuff up over there now. I ain't going to lie. But come on, man, we still got the Colts, right? I ain't gonna lie, the Colts is the game that probably gonna worry me this year, by the way. I ain't gonna lie. You know how we can't beat Tennessee? Here's what's weird about our schedule. Atlanta ain't a bum team. They're like Tennessee, the version that keep beating us for some reason. Carolina, too, because they're getting better. They're not a walkover team. The Colts are as well. Browns will beat them. I just feel like they got too many issues. Buffalo, at home or on the road, problem. Patriots with Vrabel, at home or on the road, problem now. Jets with Anthony Weaver, worst case scenario split, best case scenario we sweep them. Justin Fields is a wild card with his mobility, which, it could be, we'll see how that works out for them. Baltimore, we ain't got a shot in the gun range. They're going to run the ball all down our throat. Like I say, you better pray Calais Campbell come back. Ain't no solution for that game. This ain't a few years ago where we 2 or through 6 touchdowns. No. Ain't no way they losing. Okay? We're not in their echelon. Bengals, they about to go nuclear this year. People, you can say what you want about the Bengals, but don't forget how they finished the season. This is a team that I don't remember, like 2-6 or something. They were one game out the playoffs just like us. They were one game out just like us. And you don't think they're going to make those adjustments moving forward? putting money on the defensive side of the football, Bengals going to be up there this year. They're going to be one of those 12, 13 win teams. No question about it. Saints, ain't worried about them. Bucks, I don't like the matchup. That is not a good matchup for us, y'all. This is a team that'll throw up 40 on you easily and say that thanks for the visit to South Beach and head right back home the same night, 3 hours away. Chargers, that's going to be the most slept on team next year. But they're going to roll off them 12. They're probably going to do better this year and roll off 13 wins. People forget they had 12 wins last year. First year of a rebuild, got rid of the whole defense, got rid of both of their top receivers, and had 12 wins. Now they're making the defense even better. And then on top of that, they're going to get more weapons. They bring back what's the receiver they brought back? Mike Williams or whatever. Oh, Mike Williams ain't nothing. Y'all keep saying that. Lad McConkey going to be running crazy. They're going to get one more top-notch receiver. Mark my words. Probably in the draft. It's probably going to be their first. That's interesting. It's probably going to be their first-round pick, a receiver. We'll see. Commanders. Oh, I'm sitting here. In my mind, I'm thinking about the Commanders, and I'm thinking to myself, Jaden Daniels. And I ain't even thinking about the moves that they made. Did y'all see what the Commanders did in free agency? Didn't they add Debo? Dang, was it another person they added to? Hold on. It was Laramie Tunsil. There it is. They get Laramie Tunsil, Debo Samuels already with what they've been doing. Man, we getting smoked by the Commander. Jay Daniel gonna have a field day on us. And it's in Miami. We getting smoked. We getting smoked. Washington gonna smoke us. Oh my gosh. They didn't even have to get Debo. I would have said we were getting smoked. Tunsil coming back home. Outside of that, we already talked about New England and the Jets and Pittsburgh. They always go win 10 games at a minimum. Are you one of the victims of the 10? Regardless of the quarterback, they're going to get them 10. Are you going to be a victim of the 10? Unless it's a 1 p.m. game in September. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Why does a 1 p.m. game in September matter for Jaden Daniels? Didn't he play football at LSU? Louisiana, 1 p.m.? Nah, Miami, listen. Well, you might be right. That's the only time Miami wins, but they only play bad teams when they do. And you know what? You never know, though. We can look up and the Miami Dolphins got 14 wins, baby. And lose in the first round. Oh, my gosh. You know what we've gotten away from talking about? You know the one thing that we haven't talked much about when it comes to the Dolphins is the scheme, the schematics. even though we talk so much about personnel and what we don't have, it's also our schematics and how we play football. People still don't get, man. We still cut off half of the field. We already know where we want to go with the football before we even snap it. And if a defense disguises it and closes that up, we have no other options. We stare down receivers at the quarterback position. We put the ball in spots, and if that spot isn't open, it's a disaster. It's not a true progression-based offense. It's an option offense. And I'm not talking about the spread option or the RPO. It's an option offense. This is what McDaniel has built for Tua, an option offense. He looks at the defense and he leverages the defense. Strong side trips to the right. They're in a zone with only two defenders and a middle linebacker. So the alignment is already off. So what do? We may send the outside on the go route, the middle receiver on an out route to pull the second guy. And the third guy, we got him right up the seam wide open because of the alignment. So when we hike the ball, if the slot corner goes on the out route, we hit the seam. If the slot corner stays right there in the seam, we hit the out route. If the slot corner stays in the seam and the outright is guarded because the corner came up, then we go over the top. It's options, not really progression-based. It's not taking us from right to left. It's working the right in those things. It's not taking us from bam, 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 nothing there, switch, bam, bam, nothing there, come back underneath. It's not doing that. It's not going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back to the check down. It's not doing that. It's simply going 1, 2, 3. What is he doing? What he don't do? He did that, I go there. He do that, I go there. That's it. And if they bottle both of them up, I got over the top. Oh no, like this coverage actually is different from what I saw pre-snap. Play is just complete chaos at that point. People don't understand that. They literally think it's progression based and reading the field and all real time. It's not. It's not. See, Glenn, here's the funny part. We always say we don't have time to do that with Liam Eichenberg. Forget Liam. Just say the O-line in general. We don't have time to do all that with this O-line. Then why is it that when we see, here's the problem. Let's say what you're saying is true. It's not so much that we don't have time to do it because of the O-line. It's the point that when you create that offense, you remove the point of the O-line ever getting it right. What I mean by that is we're going to do this because the O-line will never hold up. But what about the moments where he goes 1, 2, 3? Oh my gosh, nothing there. And the O-line is still beautiful. Oh my gosh, he got great protection. He's starting to panic though, but he got great protection. And he's still staring him like, oh, anybody. Oh, the O-line's still holding up. And we're still never going over to the other side. See, that's the problem with that kind of offense. You want to go ahead and say the O-line doesn't let us give us time, so that's why we got to work it this way. So basically, you're limiting your offense to accepting the fact that your O-line will never get it right, therefore will never run those plays that way. And maybe that's the case, but guess what? You just limited the offense because you're not having any accountability on the O-line. Then he takes a sack. Then he throws the pick. Or in a rare occasion, he takes off and run, and then he out for 4 weeks. I don't know how many times I got to show you plays where the pocket is clean and we just staring at one side of the field. And the only way we get on the other side is if he's getting flushed out and got to run and he sees somebody and throw it. Just saying. Yeah, you're right, Doug. I only talk about negative plays because the positive ones ain't going to get us nowhere. That's what coaches do. They tend to only talk about the things that can help you get better because the good ones ain't going to help you out. You need to work on what you're struggling with. Now, I understand, bringing in some positive plays to show them what they're doing well. That's for people who needs affirmation. And yeah, this is a new day and age. A lot of people need affirmation. Some people. Some people don't, though. Man, feed me the stuff I need to get better at. I already know the good stuff. Ain't no need to go over that. I'm trying to build on to that. Not just rehash it to make me feel good. I want it all to be right. Let's talk about things that I can do to improve. We're wasting time talking about all this positive. Some people are like that, and they usually get further. They usually are more productive. But if you want to waste time on affirmation just to make you feel good, then that's something in you that needs to feel good in order to be better. And if that's necessary, by all means, I just like to operate the other way because I don't like dealing with people that needs the positive affirmation. Because you're wasting time on getting better just to be reaffirmed. But in today's day and age, a lot of people need that. To each his own. Somebody said the positive plays nothing but screens and 5-yard slants. It's some solid plays in the arsenal that we have. But I remember saying this 3 years ago. Our successful plays tend to dictate being based off of what the defense gives us. Like, we'll run that deep crosser in that in the over the top. You know how Tyreek could go over the top, Waddle will come deep crossing over the middle. We'll run that 10 times in a game. And a team might, like the good teams, they'll be all over it 8 times. And then they'll be in a different coverage and we'll get them twice. It's all depending on what's called. That's why the good teams call a play that takes that away majority of the time because we like to run it a lot. But then the bad team, man, we'll get 3 of them every drive. And we just think we cooking. And then I got to go on camera and be like, we only doing what the defense allowing. This offense ain't intricate. It ain't all that. We're just taking advantage of what this dumb defensive coordinator allowing. Look at this. Same play, middle of the field wide open. Dumb defensive coordinator. Now look at this good team. All of that's bottled up. Look at us keep trying to run it and nowhere to go. And we just keep trying to run it. And they just all over it. The good teams. And then I go back to say, our offense is predicated off of the type of defense they run. And this is why we beat the bad teams. Because they want to mix it up, be exotic, and try new things, and they just keep getting smoked. Y'all think it's rocket science why these good teams be beating us? The good teams beat us with their defense, not their offense. You don't see these good teams taking off on us like that in the score. Not common. I mean, maybe once or twice a season. But really, it's their defense. They're making our offense look like we don't know what we're doing. But we do know what we're doing. We're running the same plays that we put up 30 last week on. This week, we getting 10 because their defense was different. And people don't see that. All they see is the success against a bad team who is in bad defense. But then when we play a good team who runs the right defense for it, they're like, man, we need to open up the playbook. It's the same playbook. We just not throwing the ball because it ain't there. The same playbook. That's the funniest part to me. McDaniel play calling is trash. He need to open it up like last week. You don't. We're running the same plays last week. They just bottling it up. And most Dolphin fans don't see that. They think it's totally different. He's second guessing himself. Why isn't he being aggressive? He needs to call some of the big stuff. Man, the defense stay in taking that away. You'll have 5 picks a game. It's that simple. But yeah, man, we shall see. But as we enter this offseason, we're also going to get into some of the film from last year, show some of the things that we can clean up, try to clean up, the areas of opportunity we potentially have. We'll see. We'll see, man. But I'm about to get up out of here. We coming up on midnight Eastern Standard Time. Got 1,000 people watching right now, 350 on YouTube for this channel. We also been having the AFC East watch with us. Twitter got some people watching as well. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Listen, man, this stream is being powered by BetUS. Don't forget to take advantage of a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. Make sure you check out the casino. They have the for money games and the free games. Take advantage of that opportunity. Remember, make sure that you gamble responsibly, though, okay? All those who gamble and those who don't, remember, you can play the games for free where you don't have to put money in as well. They got the blackjack, the slots, all of the good stuff. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. I'll see y'all later. Peace. I love y'all. I'm out. We'll be live tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to get into it. We're going to start filling out the roster and seeing what else we need so we can devise a draft plan. All right. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you soon. But we do have some super chats I don't want to miss. We shareholders don't have to fund this. Hashtag Fire Greer. Tua will get hurt in preseason. 5-12 season coming. Rebuilding coming for 2026-2027 season. Same 10-year cycle when Tannehill got hurt and they signed Cutler. Bengals defense going to be horrible. Hendrickson gone. Why you think they didn't trade Hendrickson though, did they? From my understanding, last I heard today, they're trying to work out a deal with him too. Yeah, they talking contract right now. They reunited contract talks. I think they're going to sign him. Yeah, I think they're going to sign him. They got the money. Don't believe all these people out here telling you, they don't have it. Oh, they're not going to be able to do it all. Yeah, they can. Yes, they can. Think about it. We're signing 2 receivers, a quarterback. We also got Ramsey, Chubb's contract. Like, they going to take care of that. That's nothing. All right? They'll sign him. All right? Higgins just got 4-year deal. I know. I found it, TD. It is 1 year, $10 million for offensive linemen. Yeah, well, we're going to find out. We're going to get the details. We're going to get the details. All right? We shall get the details. All right, Eureka Master, keep reading, TD. Keep reading what? Did I miss something? Yeah, we went through that already. But yeah, love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow or today, I guess now. Peace. I'm out.